Hello Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Scorpio, today we're going to go over your overall energy as well as your person's overall energy. So let's get started. We're going to start off with you first, and then we'll jump over to your person's energy. What's the overall energy for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? So we do have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. This to me kind of feels like the Four of Cups. You could be dealing with a Cancer. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case. You might just have that within your chart. There's this overall energy of emotional dissatisfaction coming from you for whatever reason. We're obviously going to look a little bit more into this just to see what's going on. But let's look at your person's overall energy. What's the overall energy for this person Scorpio's connecting with? All right, we do have passion. Okay. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Okay. I mean, we're not obviously picking up on that same energy that we were picking up on from you, with them. I mean, this person comes off to me as somebody who's very, very happy. With you, not so much. But we're going to get into it and see what's going on with you. But let's focus on you first and see how you're currently viewing this relationship, and then we'll jump over to them. How does Scorpio currently view this relationship? Okay, we got the Page of Wands. We do have the Knight of Cups. And then we also have the King of Swords. Could be dealing with an Aquarius, possibly a Pisces. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case. I feel like you're showing a lot of like disinterest in this particular person. I am definitely getting that. You're showing a whole lot of disinterest in them. But why though? Tell me more about the Page of Wands. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Justice card. And then we also have the Four of Cups. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk. You're showing a lot of disinterest in this person. And you're also losing emotions, for this person. And it is due to the things that this person has essentially put you through in the past that's still kind of haunting you and affecting you till this day. So this event could have happened a year ago, but you're still being affected by it. I am definitely getting that it's hard for you to show interest in this person. It is hard for you to love them as much as you used to because of the stuff that this person has essentially put you through. Like I said, this person comes off to me as somebody who's very happy within this dynamic that they share with you. And there's a huge possibility that the reason why they're so happy with you is because you have yet to put them through the stuff that they've essentially put you through. That's definitely a possibility. I also feel like the things that you've experienced with this person, you do view it as, something that was extremely unfair to you, especially because you were nothing but good to them. So the fact that they put you through the things that they put you through and did you the way that they did you in the past, it still doesn't sit well with you to this day. It still upsets you. It still bothers you. You still think about it. And you still feel like it was wrong, for them to put you through the things that they basically put you through. I am definitely getting that. So this is kind of why we see you so disinterested in them. This is why we see you losing a lot of emotions here for them. Even though you're still technically speaking with them from the looks of it, it's just not how it used to be. At least for you, it's just not how it used to be. Because once upon a time, I do feel like this person, this relationship, it made you very, very happy. I feel like you were really, really interested in them. You had a lot of emotions for them. But I think that once this person started putting you through things, that's when things started to drastically change, I would say, on your end. How does this person currently view their relationship with Scorpio? Yeah, no complaints coming from them whatsoever. This person feels like they hit the freaking lotto with you. You are also somebody who makes this person very, very happy. So, like I said, no complaints. No complaints coming from this person. This person does view you as somebody who has been nothing but good to them. So yeah, no complaints coming from this person whatsoever. No complaints. How does Scorpio currently feel? Okay. We have the Queen of Cups, we have the Two of Wands, and then we also have the Sun. Well, that sucks. Okay. In regards to how you're currently feeling, um, I feel like the happiness and the joy that you do experience within your relationship with this person is always shortly lived. I am definitely getting that. I am definitely getting that. And I feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that this person is constantly doing things to upset you, as well as hurt your feelings. I'm also getting like an overall energy of them going against a lot of things that, you wouldn't essentially want them doing or approve of them doing. I am definitely getting that. It's like you find yourself on like the only emotional roller coaster with this person. It's not even funny. It's like one minute this person is, doing everything under the sun to make you happy, and the next minute they're doing everything under the sun to hurt you, disappoint you, let you down, upset you, things of that nature. It's like you normally don't find yourself happy within this marriage or this relationship that you share with them for a long period of time, because it's like they always find themselves doing something on their end, that eventually ends up hurting you, disappointing you, upsetting you, things of that nature. Okay. How does this person currently feel about their relationship with Scorpio? Well, no complaints. Like I said, coming from this person, no complaints whatsoever. We have the Two of Wands, we have the Hierophant, and then we also have the Ten of Pentacles. This person, I will say, they do come off to me as somebody who's, for the most part, pretty dead set on you and their relationship with you. If this was, Burger King had it their way, they would love to spend the rest of, their life with you. I am definitely getting that. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Knight of Swords, and then we also have the Tower. Okay. We also have the Five of Wands to the Eight of Wands. Then we have the Queen of Swords to the Five of Cups. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's talk about it. With the Knight of Swords to the Tower coming out here, I feel like this person does a lot of things within this dynamic that they share with you without thinking. It's like all of their actions come before thought, is like the best way that I can describe this person, as an individual. All of their actions come before thought. I do feel like there is times where this person will definitely, think things through before they turn around and actually do it. I am definitely getting that, but that's like very rare that they do that. Yeah, it is very rare that they do that. Your person comes off to me as like a very compulsive individual. Like I said, they do a lot of things without actually thinking. Do I feel like there's times where they'll stop and kind of take you into consideration how you're going to feel about it? Yes, but not often. Not often. I just feel like this person is just so used to like doing things without thinking. I just feel like this person's so used to also not taking somebody else's, feelings into consideration. I'm also getting that, they're not used to, considering like, okay, if I go off and do this, how is Scorpio going to feel about it? Or, I just feel like they're not used to doing that. They're not used to taking somebody else into consideration. They're not used to, you know, stopping to essentially think anything through. They just are so used to just, going off and just simply doing it. You know what I mean? Um, I am definitely getting that. Yep. I feel like, not to make excuses or anything like that, but when somebody is used to doing things without thinking and they're being put in a position where they have to stop and think things through before they do it and take you and how you're going to feel about it into consideration, that in itself is going to take some getting used to. It's something that obviously, they could essentially learn to do, is to stop and think things through before they turn around and actually do it and take you and how you're going to feel about this, or that, as well as their relationship with you into consideration. I just feel like they're not used to doing that. They're just not used to doing that. Even in previous relationships, there's a huge possibility that this person didn't stop to think, well, if I go do this, how's such and such going to feel? They were more caught up in the whole, oh, yeah, let me go do this because that'll be a lot of fun. And then they go off and do it, completely disregarding how their significant other's going to feel about it, things like that. That's just how this person's used to, like, operating, I guess. I feel like this person, like I said, is learning to stop and think things through and take how you're going to essentially feel about certain things into consideration. I am definitely getting that. But I feel like because they're so used to living their life this way, as far as not taking other people into consideration, as far as doing whatever the hell they want to do, I feel like at times they tend to kind of like do that within this relationship, where they do things without thinking. They do things without stopping to kind of think, how are you going to feel about it? How are you going to be affected by it? I am getting that. What actions will Scorpio take towards this person or moving forward? Okay. I'm sure you've heard of this before, but it kind of looks like you're starting the whole process of checking out, is like the best way that I can describe what I'm seeing here. We already see that you're losing interest in this person, right here. We already see that you're losing emotions for this person, so that's another thing. Um, it just kind of looks like you're checking out, to be honest. You're going to continue to remain with them. That's besides the point. Like, you're going to continue to remain with them, until, you've, like, officially checked out. But you're starting to basically check out, is basically what it's looking like, Scorpio. I think that you're going to start to fully check out emotionally. I think that you're going to start to fully check out mentally. And obviously, the last thing for you to do would be to essentially leave physically. And I do believe that eventually you will leave physically. Because I feel like what's going to end up happening is that you're going to start to check out because of this person's behavior and the way that they continue to show up in this relationship. You're going to start to check out. So the things you used to fight with them about and argue with them about, you're not going to be fighting with them anymore. You're not going to be arguing with them anymore. You're not going to go bicker back and forth with this person anymore. You're just going to keep it to yourself. And the more you sit here and keep it to yourself, the more this whole process of you checking out mentally and emotionally is going to start to really, really take place. And you're going to reach this point within your marriage or your relationship with them where you're not going to really give a damn about anything, let alone them or whatever life you've essentially built with this person thus far. You're not going to give a damn about it, and you're going to get up and walk away eventually. And I do feel like they are to blame. I do feel like they are to blame. I think that by them not, taking you, and how you're going to feel about certain things into consideration, I think that's affecting this relationship. By them not respecting how you feel, that's another thing. Like, I feel like this person is doing things on their end to essentially push you away. The problem is that they don't think what they're doing on their end is actually pushing you away, but it actually is. Because on the surface, yes, this person has put you through, like, some things, but you're still technically here. You see what I mean? So in their head, they're just like, yeah, I've put Scorpio through X, Y, and Z, but I mean, they're here. They're not going any fucking where. They're here with me, That's fine. But there's going to come a point in time where you're not going to be here anymore because of the amount of stuff that this person continues to put you through and has put you through, and it's still affecting you till this day. Like, all of that is going to push you away. All of that is going to force you to check out mentally and emotionally. It's going to happen. The thing is that they're more hyper focused on the surface level of things. And the surface level of things is essentially telling them, well, I mean, obviously they love me. I mean, look, Scorpio's right here. They're not leaving me. Yeah, I put them through whatever I put them through, but they're right here. They're not going to leave me. Completely disregarding what's going on with you internally, which is something that, they can't see. But I feel like if this person were to pay close attention to you, they would see signs of you checking out. You know what I mean? But I honestly, between you and I don't think this person pays enough close attention to you to realize that you are actually checking out mentally and emotionally. You definitely are. You definitely are. I just don't feel like this person pays enough close attention to you. Because if they were to pay close, attention to you, they would see signs of you checking out mentally and emotionally. But you know, they're not doing that. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands, we got the Knight of Pentacles, and then we also have the Seven of Wands out here. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Wands, we got the Six of Pentacles, and then we also have the Nine of Cups. So I'll be honest, and this is what I feel is going to kind of like be that breaking point for you. This person has a difficult time following through, which is an issue. According to you, it's definitely an issue. Like, if you tell this person, hey, like, what you did over there, yeah, I didn't like that, can you please not do it again? And they turn around and tell you, all right, like, I completely understand, it won't happen again. You're expecting for that person to follow through on their commitment to you. They made a commitment to you to never do X, Y, and Z again. And the fact that this person is deciding to not follow through on the commitment, that they essentially gave you, which is, I'm never going to do X, Y, and Z again, and they turn around and do X, Y, and Z again, they're already disrespecting you and how you feel. You see what I mean? And I do feel like that is going to be, unfortunately, a reoccurring thing in this relationship. You're going to hear this a lot. Oh, my bad. You know what? I promise this time around I'm never going to do that again. And they turn around and do it again. Oh, my bad. I promise. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to. And then they just turn around and do it again. They have a very difficult time following through. And you might notice this in other aspects of their life where they might have a difficult time following through on things, where this person might tell you like, oh yeah, like, starting next month, I'm going to go to the gym. And then next month comes and they go to the gym. And then, by the next month, they're just like, yeah, I don't feel like doing that anymore. They just have a very difficult time following through on things. And like I said, you might notice that in other, areas of their life. I am definitely getting that. When you reach this point of checking out mentally and emotionally to the point where you find yourself ready to leave physically, prepare yourself for this one. Because that's when they're going to start acting right. That's when they're going to start respecting you and how you feel. That's when they're going to do it. That's exactly when they're going to do it. So expect this person to butter you up and call you a biscuit, homie, when you do decide to walk away from this relationship. Because I do see you reaching that point one day of deciding, you know what, enough is enough, I'm leaving. And that's when you're going to get this version of them that you've been praying for, that you've been waiting for, that you've been wishing for, that you've been arguing with them about. Like, you're going to get what you want out of them. It just kind of looks like it's going to take you checking out mentally and emotionally in order to get this version of them that you so badly want. The problem is that once you reach this point of checking out mentally and emotionally, you end up leaving physically. Once you reach the point of wanting to leave physically, yeah, that's when they're going to act right. That's besides the point. But I've never seen this happen. So if it does happen between the two of you, I guess that will be a first. But when somebody checks out mentally and emotionally and then they end up leaving physically, I've never personally seen that person that, basically leaves the marriage or the relationship physically end up back with that person that they decided to walk away from. I've never personally seen it happen in my life. Never. I've never seen it happen. Could happen between the two of you. Who knows? You might have all of a sudden change of heart, or you may not. I've personally never seen it happen. You know how far a person needs to fucking push you to kind of get you to that point of checking out mentally from them and emotionally. You know how far a fucking person has to push you? Very fucking far. And it's going to take a whole lot of, oh, I'm so sorry, I promise I'm going to get my act together this time around, to convince you to go back. This is probably why I've never actually seen anybody get back with somebody that they had to check out mentally from, emotionally from, and then physically from. Like, I've never personally seen it happen. So they will get their act together, but I feel like by the time they do, it's going to be too late. it's gonna be too late. You know what I mean? It's gonna be too fucking late. You know, that's my only thing, is that it would be nice to see this person get their act together now while you're still somewhat emotionally attached and still somewhat invested. Like, it would be nice for this person to get their act together now. But if they wait until, I don't know, you leave, yeah, they might as well just accept the fact that they lost you and just call it a day, and not waste their time trying to like butter you up and call you a biscuit and get back into your good graces all over again, because I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think that it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. But hopefully they do get their act together. From the looks of it, it looks like they're gonna get their act together when you do decide to leave. Just saying. All right, so that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.